Is Jacob Buttriff ready to roll here at the Storm World Series of Bowling? After throwing a perfect 300 game this past summer at the PBA Tour Finals, Buttriff is back, trying for Tour title number 8. It's the PBA Scorpion Championship here on FS1. The District of Columbia is just a short drive from Bolero Centerville in Virginia. About 20 minutes to all DC has to offer, but here it's all about bowling. Tonight we bring you the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling Scorpion Finals. 4 of the world's best bowlers hope to wrap up the World Series with a win and a place in bowling history. 4 bowlers tonight: Darren Tang, Denmark's Karsten Hansen, VJ Moore, and major champion Jacob Buttriff. The lone lefty in the show tries to get back to his winning ways. We start with a seeding round. Once that's complete, 4-man stepladder finals. The winner takes home a PBA Tour title. Welcome, bowling fans, to Centerville and Bolero. Final installment of the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. Dave Ryan alongside my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, Randy Peterson, joined by Kimberly Pressler. Lane-level interviews throughout the broadcast as well. Way back in March, we started the World Series where Jason Belmonte won the World Championship, Randy. Then 2 more titles determined here in Centerville. Final installment here tonight, the last chapter. Big question bowling fans have: Jacob Buttriff, is he back? Is he ready to win again?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, after his 2019 campaign where he finished second in earnings, 2020 has been dismal. He's been plagued by injuries, some personal issues that he's been dealing with. Even though he did bowl 300 at the Tour Trials in July, he's been anything but the Jacob Buttriff that we're used to. Now, the good news is he's undefeated in match play this week. And like you mentioned, he's the lone left-hander. Jacob Buttriff just looking to salvage a not-so-good year, and he could do that with a win tonight.
To recap, the Storm PBA World Series of Bowling. Belmonte won the World Championship way back in March at South Point in Vegas. And then here in Centerville, Virginia, Rash, Belmo, and the final tournament tonight, the Scorpion Championship. Jacob Buttriff, joined by Kimberly.
So, Jacob, all good players go through peaks and valleys, and you have described your year thus far as being disappointing, but you also told me that you're feeling more confident and more comfortable coming into today than you have in a really long time. Why is that?
So it's been a roller coaster of a year with 2020. I took a little bit of time off, and then obviously with all the COVID stuff going on, and the first day I just kind of put a lot of pressure on myself, and then I just went in with a new game plan when we started the Scorpion match play, and game plan was just to not overthink everything, just go out there, make your spares, strike, and the lanes weren't easy at all this week, so best I could possibly do, and it paid off.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's look at the 42-foot Scorpion. Outside part of the lane is out of bounds on both sides. You get it outside first arrow, it's going to go real straight. So the players are going to start a little bit straighter in between first and second arrow and try to break that down. Jacob, well, he's got the left side to himself. He's going to be curving reactive resin.
A 2017 PBA League Alliance Cup champion with 1 PBA Tour title at the 2019 Wilmington Open, B.J. Moore.
B.J. Moore, pure power with a splash of finesse. One of the most physically gifted players on tour. And today, he looks for title number 2 and the first under the bright lights.
32 years old, a 10-year pro from just outside Pittsburgh, Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Shot there.
A 3-time member of Team USA with 7 PBA Tour victories and 1 major, Jacob Buttriff.
And like we talked about, Jacob coming off his best season ever. But 2020 has been a real struggle. Now looking to salvage a ho-hum year. A win would give him his 8th career title.
Tremendously talented lefty. Is it his time to get back in the winner's circle? We'll find out here tonight. The Scorpion Championship. Good start in the seeding round for Buttriff.
Typically, we watch him throw the purple ball. He's using reactive resin.
A two-time member of Team USA and three-time All-American at San Jose State, Darren Tang.
Making his third TV Finals of the season, he knocked out Jason Belmonte in the round of 8 by throwing 2 in the 10th frame of that final game. Still looking for his first career title.
Second appearance, Storm World Series of Bowling event this year here in Centerville, also on the Cheetah Championship. Won by Sean Rash. Darren Tang starts his seeding round off with a really good shot, 10-pin stance.
Going real straight with the urethane ball.
A member of Team Denmark, he earned a PBA title at the 2019 World Bowling Tour Lucky Larson Masters, Karsten Hansen.
Here's Karsten, big backspin, crossing over into Brooklyn strike. As he attempts to win his first PBA Tour event on U.S. soil. Seeding round underway. Tang cross lane for the 10-pin. B.J. Moore, Buttriff, Hansen with strikes in their first frame of match 1, seeding round.
Oh. Wow. Dirty. He's got so much power. B.J. Moore in the round of 8 went 5 games with Brad Miller, who we saw on the Chameleon Championship. What a great match that was. Yeah, he didn't like it. Right out of his hand, through the nose. 2-8 for Buttriff.
Darren Tang, spare his first seeding round frame. On the right lane, 4-pin stance.
And the only player of the 4 using urethane. And just going straight up 8-9. No gimme here.
2-8 double wood and right on cue. Correct prediction. Prophetic. Randy Peterson leaves the 8-pin chop on the double wood. And it's an early open frame for Buttriff. No such trouble for Darren Tang. TV Finals debut. As we told you, won the Lucky Larson in Europe. One of the top European events. Does count as a PBA Tour title. A lot of American players fly over as well. A lot of normal circumstances to try to win that event. Strike from Hansen. Underway. 2020 Scorpion Championship. Seeding round from Bolero, Centerville. More on the way. Tang Moore, Karsten Hansen, Jacob Buttriff in action here at TV Finals. In the seeding round, Hansen the lead, heading into the second half of the seeding round match.
Check out some of this action from B.J. Moore. rep rate equivalent to E.J. Tackett, and one of the higher rep rates on tour by a player using his thumb and one hand.
Third appearance for B.J. Moore.
Thank you for that, guys.
Scorpion TV final.
I wanted to include everyone. I knew that.
Beat Francois Lavoie and chameleon finalist Brad Miller in a round of 8 to get this far. 6 frame. Wow.
Oh, come
A
on.
lot of power. Leaves an 8 frame. 8 pin.
Massive ringing 10 the last time up on that lane, and now he stuffs an 8 pin.
Six pin for Buttriff. Good looking shot.
Lowest.
Yeah, not very fair there, especially on a strike. BJ could have pulled even with Hansen. We'll see if that one will come back to hurt his chances at being the #1 seed. One of those losses came to Tommy Jones, the Hall of Fame championship, where Tommy shot 300 against him about 15 hours after getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hard to believe. What a weekend for Tommy Jones.
Yeah, it was storybook, man. It was incredible.
Big strike. Darren Tang. Leader through the first half of the seeding round match. Karsten Hansen from Denmark. Never bowled any of the other 3 competitors on TV in his career.
Oh!
Help with a 10. Cross the deck. Knocks it out.
Well, he's got plenty of muscles to flex. I spoke with his tour consultant earlier, Tim Mack, who said this guy's chiseled out of granite. Slinging some wood around, kind of B.J. Moore style.
He told us a few days a week he's going to hit the gym. Said that a few times in our meeting with him today. A bright young European star. B.J. Moore from the Pittsburgh area. Knocks them all down again.
He's labeled every shot.
That's not much.
Could easily have 8 in a row. Excuse me, 7 in a row.
Five strikes as it is for B.J. Moore. Back to Buttriff.
Uh-oh.
3-7-9, tough leave.
Well, we've seen the 2-8-10 made on television a couple of times. I'm not sure I've ever seen the 3-7-9 made.
Wow, great shot. Darren, impressive run into that 1-3 pocket. He beat the 8-seed Kenneth Ryan 3-0 in the round of 16 before the Belmont match we told you about. Not easy to do to get the 9-pin there. Wow. 3-7 stand.
Darren Tang just joined the party, Dave.
Which party?
This party right here, the one we're watching.
Seventh frame here for Karsten Hansen. Would like to be the #1 seed. Just have one match in the upcoming stepladder bracket. Right lane, Hansen. No tap on the 10 this time.
It's a funny game where he sends that massive messenger the shot before, and then now he leaves a flat 10.
Beat PWBA star Danielle McEwen, the 6th seed, round of 16, and then Jesper Svensson, fellow European star out of Sweden, round of 8 in 5. Won the 5th game, 217, 169 over Jesper. So Karsten was tested.
Those righties would like nothing better than to get Jacob Buttriff off of this TV finals, because the last thing you want is for a lone lefty to get hot, and Jacob Buttriff is really good at doing that.
Karsten Hansen started this tournament as the 11th seed, but all the way to the TV finals, trying to win his first ever PBA championship on U.S. soil. 8th frame. He's the leader right now. Seeding round from Centerville. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's the OB that I talked about when I did the oil pattern at the top of the telecast. You get it too far to the outside, and this oil pattern's real slick from out, and Karsten just found it. Yes, it is.
1, 2, 5, 8, 9. There's a lot left for Hansen. That's a high shot, almost a big 4, but just a 4-pin. Stands for Tang.
That was a huge break, tripping the big 4 out. So the way you make this, Dave Ryan, is you just basically throw a strike ball and try to finish a little heavy into the pocket on the right side. But not easy. There you go.
Nice cover. Good
Yeah.
spare for Hansen.
Yeah, it's not something you shoot at a lot, but it's
No.
good. You know, the fact that it's just a strike ball, but maybe just a little softer speed, so it goes a little high, kind of helps out.
Is it a challenge for a player like Hansen of this caliber, I mean, the best in the world, to overcome a shot like that?
Yeah, it's just,
way wide.
yeah, it's just one errant shot. But a lot of times what'll happen is a player will overcompensate with the next shot, so we'll have to watch to see if he goes high on the next one.
Good enough.
Wow. So I guess his middle name isn't Lucky. I mean, that's just not right. I mean, he comes in light, leaves a squishing 7-8. Are you kidding me?
Buttriff, 9th frame, bound, it appears, for the 4th seed in the upcoming stepladder finals. That'll be round 2.
Wow, great cover.
Done, 7-8, takes care
Come
of
on,
it.
man.
Keeps his hopes alive. But if Tang and Hansen strike in the 9th frame, there's nothing that BJ Moore can do to stop them.
Tang works on a spare. 9th frame. See the max score at 238. Right there with Hansen. So a big shot. Didn't like it. But 10-pin.
You can see why he didn't like it. It was a little bit right, but I guess that part of the lane's dried up enough now where he's got a little miss room to the right. And that ball got all the way back to the pocket. Unfortunately, he leaves a ring in 10. Currently, Tang and BJ Moore tied. If Darren makes the 10-pin, so basically the #1 seed up for grabs, this guy controls his own destiny. I think he answered your question. Great Dane steps up and just throws 10 back. Wow.
Big shot. He wants that top seed. Step ladder finals coming up. 10 pin for Tang. All 3 of the 4 pretty much neck and neck through the seeding round here.
All right, max score for BJ Moore, 227. Max score for Darren Tang, 227. Max score for Hansen, 244. You can see it right there, folks. Jacob will be the 4 seed.
For Tang, neck and neck for the 2 seed. That's a high shot and 3-6 stand.
One bad shot of the game, and it was right there. All right, Darren Tang doubles. He goes around BJ Moore. Hansen still in the driver's seat. First strike in the 10th for Hansen, and he will lock up the number 1 seed, regardless of what Darren Tang does. $191 for Jakey. And now Darren Tang, to have any chance, he needs to double in the 10th. Wait for it.
Yes!
How about you?
Cross the deck and it takes out the 10 pin. Amazing.
Not what I would call a messenger, but he got a roller. All right, Hansen, first strike here in the 10th frame. He locks up the number 1 seed. If he opens, things could get real interesting. Looks good.
Hansen.
Oh.
Wow. Good shot.
All right, Darren Tang, if he strikes on this ball and gets 8, he'll be the number 1 seed. Remember, he did it to Belmonte in their best of 5 match where he needed 2 in the 10th frame, 5th and final game, and he did it.
Otherwise, Belmo's going for 3 World Series of bowling titles.
He pulled it.
High help, but not enough help.
All right, so if Hansen misses this 10 pin and Darren Tang makes the baby split, the 310, BJ Moore and Darren Tang will go to a roll-off. If Hansen makes and keeps it on the lane for his fill shot, Hansen will be your number 1 seed. Hansen needs 4. So if Darren Tang makes this, BJ Moore and Darren will roll off for the 2nd and 3rd seed. 1-ball roll off.
Nice conversion.
Covers it nicely. So they'll have a 1-ball roll off to see who's the number 2 and number 3 seed. Hansen needs 4. He'll be the number 1.
Gets 10. And he's the top seed. Scorpion Championship.
Got 3, it would have made it a lot more
Step
fun.
ladder finals coming up. It'll be round
I think I
2.
need to throw a different one on the right lane.
First to roll off for the 2 seed.
No roll off, right? Okay,
If we're tied, we'll keep going.
I'll go right here.
BJ
Buttriff
Moore,
will be the 4th seed.
excuse me, BJ Moore is the number 4 seed after qualifying. Darren Tang, the number 9 seed. Jacob Buttriff, interestingly enough, was the number 2 qualifier. All right. 1 ball roll off. If they tie, we'll do it again.
BJ, right lane. All 10 back.
Beautiful shot.
Tang's got to match the effort. 9 or less. BJ Moore wins the roll off to become the 2 seed. It's the battle for the number 2 seed spot. Step ladder finals of the Scorpion Championship here from Centerville, Virginia. Gotta have a strike, turns away. That's because just got 8. So BJ Moore wins the roll off and the number 2 seed in the upcoming step ladder finals.
Put your head back in. Let's go.
It's set to go. Darren Tang trying for a title here in Virginia. Jacob Buttriff is the 4 seed. Step ladder bowling is coming up. Tang, Buttriff on the way. Getting set, Scorpion Championship match number 2. This is step ladder bowling head-to-head. Winner moves on. BJ Moore, the number 2 seed. Karsten Hansen from Denmark, the number 1 seed. Here in Centerville, Virginia. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler with you. Final step of the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. Buttriff's road to the finals. There it is. Here we go. Head-to-head matchup. Looking for help on the 10-pin. Can't get it.
Just about as unorthodox as you could imagine going to the foul line, especially for a power player, but he's got such an unusual move with his left wrist. Typically when we see power players, their slide foot comes to a stop, so it's foot at the foul line first, ball second, so that they can plant and really brace themselves into that slide leg to generate a lot of power. And Jacob just does it by flicking that wrist open.
You saw Tang's road to the finals and some help on the 10. Down it goes. Confidence building strike to begin this match for Darren Tang.
He's pulled like that.
To honor the New York City Kingpins in the PBA League. And in one of the gaming apps he's on, basically a simulated marble game, and one of the actions was dye your hair blue. Well, it came up. Darren had to do it. And I think he's pulling it off myself. It's pretty awesome. Dual purpose, PBA League. Leaves a 10-pin there, though. Not what he wanted to see early in this head-to-head with Jacob Buttriff.
Well, I'll tell you, I think we've seen some poor spare shooting on these animal patterns. Single pins missed, and 3, 6, 9, 10 in our last chameleon show that caused Brad Miller to eventually lose, or didn't help his cause any. But I think the spare shooting has been kind of suspect, honestly.
So we asked Jacob today about that unorthodox release and how he cups the ball at the foul line, and said it's just something he started doing as a little kid, and it really stuck with him. But you're right, you won't see anyone else throw a ball that way on the PBA Tour. There's his arsenal.
Redemption solid. So you can see by the hook rating, it's fairly strong bowling ball, one of the strongest in his arsenal. At least it's listed. Didn't like that when you could hear it immediately. So it seemed to be some pretty decent scores when we first started out, really simmered down. Yeah, he wants to get it a little farther to the left.
Most importantly, gets his mark. Been a very tough year, as you talked about, with Buttriff and injuries. He had a tear in his thigh with his slide leg. And that sidelined him for a while. Some back problems too. Numbers for Tang. He was the top seed at the Hall of Fame Classic in Arlington. Ended up losing, of course, to the Hall of Famer Tommy Jones with that epic 300 game. Double trouble really on the history for Tang on that one. All 10 back. And Darren told us this week, look, what are you going to do about a 300 game? I mean, I bowled great all week. Was the top seed. Not much you can do about that. Thursday Night Football returns to Fox. Brady and the all-new Bucks look like the real deal as they meet Super Bowl 52 rival Nick Foles and the Bears on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Still tough to get used to seeing Brady in a Buccaneer uniform.
Yeah, he sure is fun to watch, though.
Still.
How many more years does he have?
Don't put a number on that guy.
All right.
A lot is the answer. Great matchup here between these two young stars. Jacob bowled 1 year at Arizona State. And he's been told by the coaching staff there that he may become the head coach at ASU in a year or two. Loves coaching, working with the ASU players when he can. Originally from Vegas, now lives in Tempe, not too far from the ASU campus. Pretty cool young guy, right? Coach Buttriff, not bad.
Yeah, I think he'd be great at that. He still has a long bowling career ahead of him, I think, and
Bobby, can I re-rack?
And more tournaments to win out here.
We talked about what a tough time it's been for Jacob Buttriff and mom Bridget, battling health problems, fighting cancer right now. Been about a 5-year struggle for Bridget. The two are very close. We wish Bridget, Jacob, the entire family, the absolute best and a speedy recovery. Get well soon.
Beautiful smile. We're all pulling for you, Bridget.
Buttriff, 4-7 this time.
Well, I think now's the time where Jacob has to start looking at his arsenal and making a decision on throwing a different bowling ball.
Got that. Let's see if he makes the move. One-pin match, about midway point. Darren going for his first career PBA Tour title here in Centerville. Second appearance after we saw him in the Cheetah.
Pitch black for Darren. And again, that's urethane. That's why the hook potential is so low, the hook rating.
Wow. Look at shot. Wow is right. Thought he labeled that one. 9-pin stance.
Let's go to Chuck Gardner and ask Chuck, what do you think the adjustment needs to be for Jacob Buttriff? He hasn't hit the pocket except for 1 out of 5 shots in this match. What do you think he should change?
No, he's just got to believe in what he's trying to do. He's really great at throwing urethane and really struggling to get it, feed it to the left. He made the ball change to a ball of a shape a little bit more. Just hadn't had the confidence to let it go and get it to the left.
All right, thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, but
Well, that's Chuck Gardner, tour consultant for Jacob Buttriff, Brunswick.
Great match here, Randy. It's all even halfway home. Max scores 247. It's match 2, stepladder finals.
And look at Callahan if he doesn't strike this ball, okay? I got a good question.
Karsten Hansen from Denmark is the top seed. Here's Tang. 4-pin.
Hey, let's talk to Jim Callahan, the tour consultant for Darren Tang and Storm. Jimmy, what do you tell Darren going to break?
I think we're trying to. He wants to stay in urethane, and I think Sean and I are in a spot where we think that we want to get him a little bit left and go around. That's with the advantage he had. I mean, he's got to be so perfect with the urethane the way it is now. So we're going to kind of work on that and see if we can work on him to get a little left. You know, that's the struggles he's had on the shows. He's got to hit so little with the urethane ball that we want to give him a little bit more to hit.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Yep.
Tang frustrated, but does have the mark. And a tremendous match 2 here at the Scorpion Championship in Centerville, Virginia. It's the World Series of Bowling on FS1. Centerville, Virginia. I mean, it's an easy day trip. Nothing better than DC. Yeah, nothing better than PBA bowling here on FS1. Scorpion Championship match 2. It is a battle between Tang and Buttriff. Jacob, a 4-time member of Team USA. Right lane, a lefty gets going here. Second half of this stepladder match with Tang leads the double wood 3-9.
Well, Chuck Gardner, who we spoke with right before we went to break, said he needs to trust it and get it to the left. And Jacob did just that. The ball doesn't hook back to the pocket. So now, you know you can't miss to the right. You know you can't miss to the left. Now what do you do? That's why I'm thinking he's got to get out of that bowling ball and get into something else and change his angles.
Whoa! A chop takes down the 9, leaves the 3. Open frame, devastating for Buttriff.
You get.
Might be something on the approach there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he lost. Maybe, I don't know if it's, is it his earring?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think he lost his earring. And, I mentioned the spare shooting at the beginning of this game.
There it is. There we go. Get that off to the side. Take care of it later. Recovers nicely from the open in the left lane. 12-pin match. Let's watch the earring pop out here, Randy.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the mask. There
Pulled the mask down, and there it goes.
Oh, boy. There it goes. Yeah, it's kind of all over the lane. Glad we got that cleaned up. He was frustrated.
Yeah. You can't help but feel bad for him, but, I mean, the spare shooting is really unforgivable at this level. Not getting to the pocket is just the wrong game plan.
Well, you called it, Randy. And spoke about with Chuck Gardner as well. Tough for Jacob, but Darren Tang's going to take advantage right lane.
Well, and he's staying in the urethane, too. Jim Callahan, his tour rep, before the break said, well, we're going to try to get him to move more to the inside part of the lane and The only way Darren could do that is if he were to change bowling balls and go to reactive resin. He has to go to something stronger. Darren says, nope, I'm just going to stay the course.
Be good.
It was good, Darren.
Like that one.
Big shot. 22-pin lead over Jacob Buttriff. Late going now. We'll see if Jacob can overcome that open frame.
Nice shot right there by Darren Tang to double up and take advantage of the opening given to him by Buttriff.
Jacob really mirrored your statements at the top of the broadcast when we spoke with him, Randy, today. 2019 was a dream season. This year's just been so tough for him for a lot of reasons. Just can't find that look. Right lane. 4-7-8. He did feel, in speaking of him today, as comfortable as he has in a long time.
I mean, that's a big miss. That's 3 boards at the arrows and 4 boards down lane.
Three.
Just 2, Jacob. 8-pin up, another open frame, and that is disastrous for Jacob Buttriff. Just about serves this one up on a platter for Darren Tang.
Gift wrapped.
Pin. Jacob Toll's highlight of his career, still the 2019 USBC Masters in Vegas. 7 titles and the 1 major so far. Young guy, only 26 years old. Darren Tang lost in the Hall of Fame Classic to Tommy Jones, the 300 game of the championship. Jacob made that show as well. Lost to Chris Barnes. And then lost the 2-game total pinfall series to Anthony Simonson, PBA Tour Finals in Jupiter. That was in July. Buttriff did have the 300 game. That was a big highlight, but as you can see, he's getting frustrated here. Foundation frame for Tang, trying to put this one away.
Now he's gone to the reactive resin and moved in.
And a Brooklyn strike.
Yeah. Well, see if he stays with it or if he goes back to what he was doing with the urethane, but he didn't trust that one far enough to the right. Let's see if he does it on this shot here.
Four pins, all that is needed here for Darren to advance up the ladder. He'll get 8, he'll get the win. And he'll climb the ladder to take on BJ Moore next.
Darren Tang defeats Jacob Buttriff. And
Can be here in Centerville, Virginia tonight. Jacob Buttriff unable to advance beyond Darren Tang, looking for his first career PBA Tour title. 214-160 in a grinded out match. Now BJ Moore from outside Pittsburgh against Darren Tang. Now lives in Vegas, but originally from San Francisco. Head-to-head, winner up the step ladder to take on the top seed Carson Hansen.
Oh boy.
Moore gets started, didn't like it, that's why. Whoa, way off the mark. 1-2, missed the pocket.
well, that's why too. You can't get it into that zone and get it back from there. You can see it catching the blue oil and just kind of hydroplaning. Good news, it's just the 1-2, and it's an easy spare.
Got that, no problem. Tang at times frustrated in his head-to-head matchup with Jacob Buttrick. Let's see how he starts his second match. Right lane. Looked high all the way.
Yeah, nice
3-6.
Nice break kick in the 7 late, but he tried the reactive resin at the end of the last game, didn't like it, went back to urethane, so he's going to stay with it. He's going to dance with the one he brung.
You like that move? Do you agree?
I think that's what he's most comfortable with. At least he has an idea of what that's going to do. I mean, he got to throw the reactive resin a couple of shots and never got it right at the head pin.
Avoids early trouble. 3-6 up, 3-6 down with his spare. Get to PBA.com to check out the PBA Pro Bowling video game. It features the top PBA pros' real equipment, authentic oil patterns, more than 100 tournaments, and online play now available for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and for your PC. Left lane, Darren Tang, trip 10.
Really see that trap in that left lane, because I just saw it in my telestrator monitor. But there is a like a ditch that's been carved on that left lane. Yes, sir. Steve-O, you know where the freezers are, right?
Road to the finals, BJ Moore. Moore made the finals of the Chameleon. Leaves a 10.
Yeah, a little quitter 10 right there for BJ Moore. Watch this game. Very powerful. I'll show you why he's able to create all that power. So, love the straight lines here. Left arm out in front. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll it, Steve. Now watch this. Look at the bend in that elbow. And now he's going to unleash the fury right into the lane. That's how you create power. It's a combination of bending the elbow and that cupped wrist.
BJ Moore, tonight's Storm player of the game.
If you think about it, that's what the two-handers do, right? So the only way that they can hold on to the ball that when you're not using your thumb is to cup it and roll your wrist up underneath it, right? Then when the elbow comes back, since their thumb's not in it, they can't really create a big backswing. So there's that bent elbow. So they got the wrist cupped and the bent elbow. And then at the bottom of the swing, they got to get the ball to the floor. So what do they have to do? They have to straighten out their arm.
It's a good breakdown, RP. Love that. Third frame for Moore.
Oh, boy.
Wow. 2-8-10. Tough conversion.
Again, just too far to the right down lane. And bowled so well in that that first game, or the seeding game, and then just got unlucky towards the end with the solid 8, ring 10.
Looking to cover. Off the back wall, nearly got the 10 pin, but it's an open frame. Here's back to Darren Tang, and we talked about this throughout the World Series of Bowling. So impressed that Darren went back to Washington with Marshall Kent after the passing of Marshall's father. Strikes there. That was quite an act of friendship from Darren Tang.
Well, it just shows you the great character that that family has, and mom and dad that passed down to Darren and brother Mike. We're going to take a look at this track that's being blown apart on this left lane. You can see it right in there. I mean, that's just a trench that's been dug from the players playing in the same part of the lane. Look at that right there. He is right on top of it. Nice shot, Darren.
Absolutely tattoos the rack. What a shot. As he blasts through that 1-3 pocket.
You can see it. It's just laying in that trench. Darren Tang taking advantage of the opening given to him by B.J. Moore.
Time left, but Moore's got to get going. That's how you make up the deficit.
Yeah, it's still early, Dave, but when you're down by 35 after 4 frames, your brain starts to say, well, I better strike out to have any chance, because it's kind of the mentality when you fall that far behind that early.
And it's interesting you bring that up. That was part of our conversation with BJ today. You brought up the fact, well, you're one of the most talented players out there, just one title so far. And not a national TV. He said, look, I've got to match up my talent with the mental aspect of the game. This is a big test for that.
Go.
Wow, great strike. Come on. Great shot. Plenty of bowling left in this match, Randy.
Well, there's a ball change, and I'm not sure if he used that on the right lane or not. Did he use that same ball on the right lane? I didn't see it, but anyway, you can see that's a couple of boards left of where he has been on that left lane. Now, Darren's job is just to keep the heat on and keep striking, not give BJ a chance to get back into this. So it was a ball change on both lanes for BJ Moore.
Darren's 5th. Looks for the 4-bagger. It was a Tang Gang event. That's better. Good bounce back from the open frame, Randy, but it's anyone's match here in Centerville, Virginia tonight.
Well, B.J. Moore went from 35 down. Now he's only down by 11. He can take the lead when we come back from break with 2 more strikes.
Back to bowling. Centerville, Virginia. Scorpion Championship 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. Match 3. Darren Tang got by Jacob Buttriff. Now, B.J. Moore.
Idle Pearl, his orb of choice. And right now, B.J. Moore can cut this to 1 with a strike right here.
New match after Tang had the open frame, and B.J. Moore answers the call. 1-pin match here through 6 frames.
Pretty shot. And now he can take the lead. Just like that, went from 35 to B.J. Moore possibly taking the lead. And there's that big snap. Beautiful lines at the foul line. Just great posture. Holds his finish. That's always a good sign for any player, especially young players growing up and trying to emulate the pros. Try to hold your finish position at the foul line as long as you can. Big shot here. 7th frame, can take the lead.
Left lane, B.J.
Oh, got it.
All 10 into the pit. And how about this? From down 35, as Randy talked about, to the lead by 9.
Hit him thin and watch him spin. B.J. Moore with a 4-bagger. And now, for the first time in this match, Darren Tang trails.
Didn't like it. That's why. A high shot could have been a big 4. 6-10 still up for Darren Tang.
He's been very fortunate not to split on a couple of these heavy shots or these heavy hits that he's thrown. Breaking up the 6-7-10 once again.
Wow.
I got to tell you,
This is amazing, Ray.
it's unbelievable.
10-pin up, another open frame for Darren Tang. Absolute implosion on spare conversions.
I mean, Darren Tang's a good spare shooter, but the spare shooting on in tonight's finals has been atrocious. Again.
And very lucky to avoid the 7-10. And Darren is looking for answers right now.
Again, breaks up the big split. BJ Moore now is in complete control of this match. It's completely flipped. And another clean break if he converts the spare.
Clean break of the game brought to you by Light Life. Light Life is the official plant-based burger partner for the PBA. At Light Life, our passion is making great tasting plant-based food. Simple, clean ingredients. There's the 7, there's the mark. And that was a big break, but unfortunately, he's put himself in a difficult spot. BJ Moore in a 4-bagger right now, a chance to go up by 31 pins and basically put this away. And got a feel for Darren Tang.
You really do. I mean, it's
man.
just so uncharacteristic of him and his game. But right now, this is the time where BJ Moore needs to step his game up to the next level and make and execute the shots he needs to win this match and move on to the title.
This is the mental strength we were talking about. He worked hard on this aspect of his game and comes through with a huge strike in the 8th, 31-pin lead for BJ Moore, bidding for his 2nd career title here tonight in Centerville, Virginia.
You want to be a big-time player on the PBA Tour, you've got to step up in big-time moments, and that's exactly what BJ Moore did right there. Now, you got to finish. See the max scores there, BJ Moore 255. Remember, through 4 frames, BJ Moore was trailing by 35.
Wow, what a turnaround. Since then, 2 of 4 frames open for Tang. Left lane, slam the door. That looks familiar on the left lane. Well, 10 back again, 41-pin lead, RP.
He better learn something from the last 2 shots on that left lane moving forward to Bull Hansen in the title match. The last 2 shots on this lane, very suspect, very light, so he's going to have to make an adjustment. Whether it's a ball speed adjustment, maybe he goes to a stronger ball, but he needs to realize what that left lane is giving him right now heading into the title match. Well, Darren just made a change to reactive resin, but it's going to be too little too late.
Yeah, he's frustrated for sure.
Well, the story of this match is the 2 missed 6-10 attempts from Darren. If he makes those 2, Darren could literally strike out and still win this game. He would actually be able to shoot 230, I believe. Yeah, 230. He would be in the 230s with those 2 spares. You can see just how tight that left lane is now. Instead, 214 max. And BJ right now is in the 230s.
I know it's very frustrating right now. Darren Tang's in the heat of the moment, but a lot to be proud of. Storm World Series of Bowling, 2 shows.
Yeah, he had a great World Series.
And you got to live and learn. Young guy, 27 years old, 5th-year pro, trying for his first career PBA Tour title.
Yeah.
But you're right, Randy. You can't win with mistakes like that. Just can't.
Darren's going to win out on this tour, and he's gonna win a lot. But you know, that's all part of the process. I remember when Amleto Monticelli first came out on tour. I think he had 8 second-place finishes before he won his first title. And now he has 20 or 21 career wins.
And in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So
Legend.
But think about that. 8 second-place finishes before he won.
7 pins, all BJ needs here to advance. Needs 7, gets 10, gets the win. BJ Moore is through to the championship match. Each he and Karsten Hansen have one career PBA Tour title to their credit officially, but neither a national TV show in the U.S. So we'll have some history. Back to Kimberly.
It's time for Do You Know the Pros, sponsored by Go Bowling. Which PBA bowler has a black belt in Hapkido? Is it Darren Tang, Andrew Anderson, Michael Tang, or Norm Duke? We'll have the answer for you when we return from the break.
Ready to go. Not far from Washington, D.C. Hansen and BJ Moore head to head.
Yeah, those numbers look fairly similar, but the big difference is BJ Moore bowls full-time on the PBA Tour, and Karsten Hansen just bowls the World Series of Bowling.
Left lane, title match underway.
There it is. I told you the left lane is sneaky tight down lane.
So what's the best way to combat that, Randy?
I think for BJ, just hit it harder. It's that or throw it a little bit slower, but with this much adrenaline trying to win for the first time under the bright lights of the PBA Tour, I think you stay jacked up and you just start wrenching on it.
Has his mark. With his wife run a family restaurant
To win. And he did in prime fashion when he shot 289 in the title match against Chris Bai.
Wow.
Dave, the official title of the tournament is the PBA International World Bowling Tour Storm Lucky Larson Masters.
At Olympia Bowling. Got to have that part,
that's
too.
That's a lot.
Helsingborg, Sweden. That is a mouthful.
That's a lot of copy right there.
As they say in our business. A spare each to start the championship match. We'll bring it to you uninterrupted to wrap up the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. Who takes the last piece of the puzzle? Hansen would like to bring it back to Denmark.
Beautiful shot. Real heavy roller. He likes to keep his hand up the back of it, but in talking with his tour rep, Tim Mack, he can do pretty much anything. He can hook the whole lane. He's got great touch, and he likes to roll it heavy, and that's exactly what he's doing on this oil pattern.
He's had some time off after the seeding round. Top seed here, taking on BJ Moore in the title match. Go off to the other lanes here at Bolero and Centerville in practice, but it's not the same TV pair to be sure. BJ's locked in right lane.
Yeah, it's better than 2 lanes in my opinion for BJ, and he gets to finish on that lane.
Third time Scorpion TV show for BJ, but looking for his first title. Did win the PBA Wilmington Open, a non-televised event. Very good shot, 10-pin there. Beat Sean Rash, championship match for his one title to date. And he said, look, it was a great highlight, but I want to win one on TV under the bright lights even more. And then here's his chance.
Well, there's a trench that's been created on both lanes now, the amount of bowling that we've had tonight. But BJ has to figure out this left lane because it's definitely a little bit tighter down lane, which is why he just left that ring 10.
Great event here, Centerville, Virginia, the Scorpion Championship. Belmo just out of the money. As we told you, Darren Tank, quite a matchup. Darren closed him out late. Jesper Svensson, star from Sweden. Brad Miller, we saw on TV, championship match of Chameleon. So great to see Marshall Kent back in action after the passing of his father recently.
And a Dino Castillo sighting. Oh, it's good to see my buddy Dino.
Hansen. Wow. Locked in 1-3 pocket on that right lane. Crunches him onto the pit for a big strike.
Yeah, the Great Dane, the first one to draw blood here in the title match. A big double for Hansen. Beautiful shot right there. You can see the tracer. He's just playing just inside the trench. See if he can follow it up, make it 3 in a row, and put the pressure on BJ Moore early.
A nice chat with Karsten today. He is a pretty soft-spoken guy. Big workout guy. See his arsenal.
Halo Pearl.
Big fan of Tommy Jones and Chris Barnes growing up in Denmark. That's how he really got into the game. Watching his heroes on TV. Now he's on TV trying for a title. 10-pin.
Identical hit to BJ Moore's when he left the 10-pin in the third. Ball pushes just a fraction too long. Entry angle into the 1-3 creates that ring in 10. Solid execution, though, early on in the title match for Hansen. Said he learned English in school and by watching movies.
Great way to do it. Cross lane, look out.
Got it.
Just enough of the 10-pin for the spare.
I think the best comment he told us was that we asked him what his go-to food was when he comes to the States, and he said, oh, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, hands down, right? Spare the Game brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Mortgage rates are historically low. Save money at rate.com today. Just enough, Randy, of that 10-pin for the mark.
BJ needs to stay perfect on his good lane and then catch his first strike on the left. Nice. Little rack shredder. Full rack attack.
It's one of my favorite Randyisms, the full rack attack. Haven't brought that out in a while.
Haven't felt the need.
Save your best for the championship match. I love it. So a chance to take the lead here. 5th frame. See the max scores. Wow. 1 pin separates the two. We could have a fantastic finish to complete the Storm World Series of Bowling. Can he master the left lane? That's the question. 2-8 double wood. Answer is no for now.
This is reminiscent of the Chameleon. No, I'm sorry. I think it was Cheetah with E.J. Tackett and the left lane and could never get his ball to read that left lane. And he kept trying to manipulate, and it never got there. Sean Rash used a different ball on the left lane, used a stronger ball, and was able to master both lanes.
That's the key. Playing very differently here. As Randy has astutely broken down in our show tonight. So the left lane still an issue for Moore.
Hansen slow rolls it enough to where he can actually get it to come around the corner on that left lane. He can get softer with his speed and heavier with his roll, more end over end, to get it to pick up and read.
Right lane, yes. All 10 back. Karsten Hansen back to Kimberly.
Well, guys, in addition to competing nearly every weekend, Karsten is a full-time tool maker who just graduated from Copenhagen Technical School on the 25th of June. Now, he mainly makes molds for the medical industry, but in order to do that, he had to complete...
There, coffee top. That's Kind of thing I make back home. Pretty good bowler, too. Left lane. There you go, Randy. Strike.
Just like I said earlier, he's able to get his ball to pick up on that tighter left lane. Watch this. Big hand just rolling the dickens out of it. That ball finished perfectly flush in the 1-3. The lead increases now to 19. B.J. Moore has to figure out a way to start striking on that left lane.
I've experienced Scorpion before. 10-pin stands. BJ can't strike in the right lane. And he's struggling with the left lane. He'll climb up the hill to catch Hansen. Just got more difficult. Cross lane, single pin, spare conversion takes care of that, but now he's got to cross over to the left lane. Millions of kids nationwide are without their normal access to sports and play due to COVID-19. That's why Fox Sports has teamed up with Good Sports to restore play for kids and the community organizations that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. You can also help keep kids in the game by donating to restore play. Visit goodsports.org to learn more. Big shot here, 7th frame, hits the left lane, looks on a spare.
Big shot here and a ball change here.
Or really needs a strike right here. Oh, goodness. Way, way off. 1-2.
Hopes and dreams of winning this title slipping away. He got that one on the cliff and it fell off.
Anything can happen.
Really frustrated. What an opportunity. And now Hansen sees the door open wide. Try to close this thing out.
I'm not sure Hansen's going to give him a chance.
Looking for the turkey here. Right lane, 7th frame, go up by 32 pins.
See how he handles his nerves coming down the stretch.
Hansen, ringing 10-pin, good shot.
Yeah, it really was. You see the max scores. Hansen is just in the 2 teens, the high 2 teens with a spare here. B.J. Moore, the high 190s. I mean, there's still room, but hey, we've seen it before. Anything can happen.
All important single pin spare conversion. Cheetah Championship. Now that was overall with PBA actions. We told you to win the Lucky Larson event for his official first career PBA Tour title. That was last year in Sweden. He beat Chris Vi in the championship match through a 289 at him. 289-247. 8th frame up, 21 pins. Lane avoids the big trouble. That's the key, 4-pin.
And Chris Vi was going at a 279 clip, and Karsten got to finish first, and that's when he got up and basically shut the door on Chris Vi.
Whoa. Just enough.
Well, I think for BJ to have any chance at all, he has to strike out. He's going to stay with that ball on the right lane. That's what he's been using. And we'll see if he makes the ball change on the left lane. First things first, let's get some strikes going. Give Hansen something to think about. Whoa.
My, there's a walk.
BJ Moore has yet to strike on the left lane in this title match.
Crowd got me.
2 strikes so far. Title match for BJ. And you're right. Both on the right lane in the 2nd and the 4th frames. So here we are in the 8th. No margin for error now. A strike or bust for BJ Moore. Ready to go.
DJ, what are you doing?
Wow, wow,
My
wow.
goodness.
157 just completely misses the pocket.
That wasn't even close. Ever bowled before?
He's going to get that ball to hook into this 1-5 and throw the 5 or throw the head pin over into the 7.
Nice conversion, good spare.
It's not often you see somebody shoot the 1-5-7.
Bobby, stay your rack.
BJ's going to ask for a re-rack.
Good move, get your composure back a little bit. That's a very interesting leave. I'm not sure we've seen that.
Well,
you and I over the years.
Yeah, I mean, probably have. I've done 20 years of bowling on television. So I'm sure I've probably seen it before, but right now the situation is simple. BJ Moore can strike out for 214. Karsten Hansen's already at 217, so he would have to strike out, and then Karsten would have to basically give him a gift in the 9th through 10th frame.
Dave, Randy, Kimberly with you here in Centerville, Virginia. Left lane, been a struggle for BJ Moore. There's a strike.
Come on.
I think that's the ball he should have been using and should have realized it after his first shot on that lane to start this match, and he should have learned something from the match before against Darren Tang, because that's when it started to go away. That's when that left lane started to get tighter. Too little, too late. And this guy here is relentless, has not missed the pocket the entire game.
Case in point. Karsten Hansen delivers a huge strike in the foundation 9th frame. And he is in great shape here to win his first ever tour title on U.S. soil.
What's interesting is that he just changed ball companies about 3 months ago. And here he is, just the other side of the cliff. And you saw what happened to BJ when he did that. So Hansen very fortunate. So he needs a spare and 8 pins. And he shuts out BJ Moore. Whoa.
There's the mark.
Easy.
Whoa.
You can see it? See it? I mean, that's nerves.
Yeah, just calm down.
He needs 8 pins. He gets it on the other side of that cliff again, and it could get real interesting here.
Started bowling at age 7. At home in Ribe, Denmark. Always dreamt of winning on TV in America. And here it is. What an opportunity for Karsten Hansen. 8 pins will do it. but the left lane has been tricky, so let's see what unfolds. Eight for the win. 9 and a victory for Karsten Hansen of Denmark. Second career PBA Tour title. Is a winner of the PBA Scorpion Championship.
Well, he survived that first shot in the 10th, but what a beauty he just threw there for the win. Congratulations, the Great Dane comes through when he had to.
Just enough for the win for Hansen.
Karsten, this is the time where we're going to do the winner's interview, since this is your first time in the U.S. So why don't you come on, stand up here next to me, and let's talk about this match real quick, because you did not miss the pocket the entire time until you got that 10th frame, and then it changed for you. What happened?
Yeah, I made a little bit of move and tried to really grab it to see if I could make it go through pins, and just, yeah, there was just too much of a move, and yeah, I just got a little right.
So how does it feel to come to the U.S., beat some of the best in the world, and walk away with another PBA title?
Feels awesome, actually. It's probably something I want to try a little bit more.
Awesome. Well, we'd love to have you in the States all the time then. But right now, go ahead and grab that trophy because you've earned it.
Thank you.
Kimberly, thank you, and congratulations to Karsten Hansen, the 9th-year pro from Copenhagen, Denmark, wins his second career PBA Tour title. PBA playoff starts Saturday on Big Fox at 8 Eastern, also streaming on the Fox Sports app. Man of the moment is Karsten Hansen. Now for Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and the entire PBA crew here in Centerville, Virginia. It's Dave Ryan saying so long for a final time from the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. 4 great events up, 4 great events down. Belmo, a couple wins.